I'll hip you guys to a debate that Rory and I were having just out of the blue. Actually, Maul, did you see DaBaby's what was that? A Breakfast Club interview he did?
You know I didn't see that.
I don't know. I know that's your man.
Yeah, no, I fuck with DaBaby, but
well, the other guy isn't his.
Maul fucks with everybody that kills somebody.
Nah.
I mean, really. it's a stat.
But I told you
in passing.
No, but all of them is Maul's man.
No, I just recognized his talent like early because he just reminded me. Like I said, he reminded me of Nelly a lot. Like when I first started seeing his videos, and then I'm listening to his flow. Like his flow is crazy, and then the content, and then when you just see him like away from all of that, and then see his character, like that. What to me was the ingredients for a superstar.
Well, they asked him about how does he feel about some of the comments that just allude to him having the same flow in every song. And I'm a little unclear on what his answer was, but he didn't seem like he felt that way.
I feel like he's addressed that in records, though, that he's not going to change the flow. It's working just fine.
But he really does. He really doesn't use the same flow every record, though.
Yeah, I think that he's similar in the way that most artists are similar. Some of the beats that he picks are the same. I will say that.
It has a certain bounce to it, but his flow, he changes his flow.
As much as most, I mean, there's some rappers that are super duper versatile, but there's a lot that aren't. There's a ton of rappers that rap the same way every single time and don't get criticized for it.
I agree with you, Parks. I think because he actually raps and is saying shit, we expect a little more. Like with the Migos, we know they're making fun music, so we don't particularly care. And DaBaby makes fun music too, but he's really rapping. It's just, to me, in the same pocket. He'll find that pocket in every beat.
If Parks says, well, it's because every beat has the same pocket. That's why I have a beat. If Parks is admitting that a lot of the beats sound the same, it's not like he's picking a beat where the drums are normal and the flow is normal and the pocket is normal. He's picking beats. That's like if Drake rapped on a Headlines type beat every time he came out. There ain't but two ways to flow to this beat, and you got to pick one of them.
Right.
So if you continue to do that because it's working, we're gonna say, when you gonna switch this?
Yeah.
It's not saying he's incapable of.
I'm sure he's capable.
It certainly is not saying that. It's just, when are you gonna try it? But what if it ain't broke, don't break it?
I think
that too, and I just think that he's at a point in his career where he's still in this one zone of having fun. But just from the way he speaks and certain shit that he's like said and put out on social media, I could tell that his brain can go different ways. Like he don't always have to have fun. Like he can get into his his political shit and shit that's affecting the inner cities and stuff. Like I can tell from just watching and observing him that he's not just always having fun. Like he's paying attention to what's going on. I think that right now, what his fans love him for, that's what he's giving them. But I think that he can definitely go a different way, and I think he will. I mean, he's really just settling in to the music business.
It's fine. Right. Listen. I didn't bring this up so we could even talk about the one flow thing. I wanted to bring up a debate that Rory and I were having, and it's coming off me seeing his Breakfast Club interview. I asked, who is bigger in their prime now? I don't know if DaBaby's in his prime, so let's just leave him.
So. Well, it remains to be seen.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah. It's early for him. But he's pretty high where he is.
Absolutely.
So let's leave him where he is. I would say
2019, between him and Meg, you would debate who had the best year.
I was asking Rory, who's bigger, DaBaby now or Fetty Wap in his peak?
Oh, Fetty.
So I said Fetty, even though it was a much smaller window, because I think DaBaby had that whole year, and I think it's going to continue. Fetty had
Fetty had
6 months.
6 fucking
It was
Billboard.
insane. It was nuts. I would put Fetty's 3-4 month run right there against a lot of artists, not just in hip hop.
Not many rappers get however many number 1 or top 10 placements that Fetty had, and he got them all like in a row. Fetty's different. That run was different.
Drake remixed his song that was on Billboard, and they continued just to play Fetty's version.
And not only that, though, but Fetty, I think his sound was so unique when he came out.
Yeah.
That it was kind of like, you know what I mean? Like everybody was like, yo, who is this?
Well, that's kind of my problem with Fetty. Because I don't think the sound has changed tremendously since that happened. Fetty could still live in this melodic sound right now, just fine.
Oh, no, for sure, absolutely. Probably more than he did back then.
Maul, what is your answer to this?
I don't think it's fair to DaBaby, but I think Fetty. I think Fetty was more of a unique sound. His sound was really unique, especially when he came out. His timing, the timing, his sound, his look. I think it was just a package, and people were just drawn to it, and it was just a moment that was really, really big.
Those records were huge.
Yeah, I mean, Baby's already had a longer career.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, and that's why I want to jump in here with, and this is where mine and Rory's debate started. What metric are we using? Because DaBaby has already had a longer career than Fetty. DaBaby has already had a higher selling album than Fetty. Mm-hmm. DaBaby probably grosses more on a tour than
for certain.
Fetty.
Well, did Fetty even go on a tour?
I don't know.
I think he did when he was hot. Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like, what else would DaBaby have to do to be considered bigger than Fetty was at his peak? Yes, I know Fetty had all of those Billboard high charting records in a short span. But it goes back to my age-old question I used to ask Slaughterhouse on the Road. Would you rather 50's career, not 50, let me not use 50, but would you rather have a short, dominant career, or would you rather that be spaced out over some time? For me, I would rather it be spaced out over some time. And we said, and we highlighting how many joints Fetty had at that time, but me and you we had this talk a lot where they're fucking that kid.
The entire time.
Why are they releasing all of these smashes right after each other?
In time when this was going on, you and I were sitting here like, they're gonna ruin this kid's fucking career. Like, let a song breathe.
They thought he was a hit making machine and that it wouldn't stop.
No, I don't know one artist outside of maybe 2 or 3 that could sustain that type of model of making that many hot records on Billboard and continue with that.
You can't sustain that type of...
It's tough. It's only maybe 3 or 4 that I can think of.
Drake doesn't even operate that way.
No, he doesn't put it out that
No, what artist operates that way? I don't know what at
None
that
of
time,
the hit makers that make these joints, like you say, are even handled that improperly.
Yeah. And here's why I thought that was a little odd, because that was Fetty and Migos was on 300 at that time. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Fetty was bigger than Migos at that time. Mm-hmm. So I can't really compare how to handle those two. But I watched 300 work Fight Night and just sit on Fight Night. Let's shoot it. Let's put money in a video. Let's just work this record. Even though they had the Versace joint with Drake and they had other records, they just focused on Fight Night. And it seemed to work much better than putting out 6 records that were in Billboard Top 20 against a smaller group with one hit record.
I think the difference there, though, was Fetty was putting all that shit out on SoundCloud. Like, Rem, she's from Patterson, so she was familiar with all these records and a lot more that probably could have been hits, too, like, way before Fetty was popping. So I think that they were just running with what was already out there.
To some degree. I mean, they were working those records, and you do have some control to tell your brand new artist that that's probably not a good idea to continue to release these records because when the album came out, the album didn't even do that well with all those hit records on it, because it was old news at that point.
What did it do? I don't remember.
Savon, look it up. I remember. I don't remember it
doing anything astronomical either.
Hold on, discography.
But Fetty was running around, man.
No, he had a hell of a moment.
Listen, 129 first week.
It's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
It's not bad.
Actually, that's real good.
I mean, with the amount of singles he had on Billboard, though. Again, if this was a streaming era and he had those records, that album would have done.
Oh, shut up! It was a streaming era. Don't do that.
It was.
It was kind of before all the rules were in place.
It was a little different, though.
Joe, the way they do that now, where how you're taking your single numbers and now adding them to your total album sales with all of those records and how they would have streamed.
To him, I thought that's why they released that album the way they released it.
It was still, I mean, Spotify was the only one that was really popular. I don't even think Apple Music was around at that time.
Wasn't that the album with like 21 songs or some shit on it?
It was around 21, yeah.
It wasn't good.
No, it wasn't.
Outside of the singles.
The singles were great.
No, the singles were big.
Were phenomenal.
I might need to go back and play all the Fetty singles now because that was a moment. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, and if you was outside too at that time, I mean, granted it was only a few years ago, but there was like Fetty sets at parties.
No, that was my favorite hour in the club.
Yeah.
Listen, that he had enough records to where all of his shit played during the hype hour. Like from 1:30 to 2:30, it was Fetty time. And now I had to go find a strange girl to dance with.
The niggas could say what they want, but a lot of these new dudes out is Fetty sons on the low.
That's a fact.
Oh, you party now, Mo.
I'm just saying, a lot of these new dudes, like they should definitely be paying homage to Fetty because he definitely brought that sound. And a lot of these dudes like just popped up and they just kind of ran with it after Fetty.
No, I'm with that take. I'm definitely with that take. No, Fetty was fire. He was mishandled.
Yeah.
It was really mishandled.
I think they were going rogue a little bit. I don't know that they
But he stopped being fire.
Yeah.
Which is why you don't burn out all of your 10 hits in the same year. Buy yourself some time.
Yeah.
Like it's not fair. It's not right. I mean, he smacked him with his pub deal.
Yeah.
Boy, was I jealous. Now I'm really happy for him, but at the time I was like, shit. God.
Yeah. No, it was crazy. I mean, I don't know. This was a rumor. I'm not spewing out facts or anything. I think the falling out with him and Monty that's the rumor that had something to do with them creating music together. Because Monty is featured on almost 14 of 17 records on the album.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a rumor that had something to do with how the music kind of declined.
Shout out to Fetty, man. We love you. We miss you. I'd love to hear some more
What's up
shit.
with Fetty?
He put out a project this year, actually. I think it was 2020. It was like a EP. It was called R&B, something R&B. It wasn't bad. It was pretty good.
I kind of wanted to see,
Trap and B.
and maybe that's on that EP. But when Fetty was making all those hit records, I was like, I'd like to hear his B-side R&B stuff with that sound.
Yeah.
Like he could have made the way Future did Hendrix, and he sang more and was focused more on R&B sounds. I think Fetty would kill that lane.
I think he could still do it.
I don't think it's over for Fetty.
No, I think that
we're still in that sound right now.
He needs the right ecosystem.
Yeah.
Well, what has to happen for you to think it's over for somebody?
To lack the talent.
Yeah, as long as you
always lack the talent.
Who lacks the talent?
A lot. What?
There's a lot of people that lack talent.
Lacks the talent to get popping?
Mad artists.
There's a lot of people.
No. I'm talking about artists that you maybe popped and then you declined. If you still have talent, I can never count you out.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not.
Yeah,
gonna
that's what we're saying. Like, if you have talent, you always have a shot.
Yeah,
everybody.
I can't count
in
you
the
out.
You said who lacks
business
talent.
has
It's a lot of
talent.
niggas that lack talent.
It is true.
That's not true.
Everybody in the music business has a talent. The same way everybody in the NBA, they can do a move or two.
That's true. No, I'm with you. But some people's talents are in the music. Some people's talents are
like, for example,
marketing or.
Hold on. I got to backtrack, Joe. I don't think a lot of these new niggas that just come out all of a sudden with the same content. That's not talent to me. I'm sorry.
I don't think it works that way.
Hate.
It's not.
No, it ain't no hate. We're
talking about musical talent. Fetty has musical talent.
Who doesn't have musical talent?
A lot of these new niggas.
Wait. I just caught on to what you said. Slow down. We all old niggas here. I don't think all of these gentlemen can play an instrument.
No. I'm not saying you even have to play an instrument.
I don't think all of them.
I think a lot of these rappers that are just now just out.
The voice is an instrument, by the way.
I agree. Absolutely. But I agree with Parks. Everybody's talent just might not be in the creating of music.
I'll put it this way. A lot of these new kids, and not just the new kids, because everyone did it in every era of music. A lot of people just follow the wave and the sound of what's going on. They found out what plugins work and sound like the artist that's popping.
Yes.
They may come on and catch a lick on one single and then decline. To me, that's not talent. You chasing a wave, talent. The wave is going to change. Fetty came in with a new sound.
You see the talent.
Fetty has talent. Like, Fetty changed that genre.
Melodies. And had a great voice.
That's always going to live no matter what. I can't count you out. But when you're just catching a lick
that you can count out.
I
Are there people in the music business that you feel like you can count out?
Sure.
I would love to hear like a short list one day.
I can't.
I sprung that on you, so you don't have to do that now. Listen, I don't even care if it's off air. But I would love to hear y'all tell me who is on the list. And I don't want to hear what y'all telling me. You the same niggas that wrote Ja off too soon.
Who?
You niggas.
Not me.
This thinking. This is the thinking, not y'all. This thinking. The thinking of, oh, he's done. What do you mean he's done? He just made clap back.
It's the regular consumer. New York was a huge record after 50, quote unquote, killed him.
So was Wonderful. So was clap back. He had a few. Oh,
what's the Bobby Brown record too? That was after 50, quote unquote.
I really like that record. I know I'm in the minority there.
Thug Love.
I'm in the minority,
I think that's
but
Thug
I
Love.
like that record. I like that record a lot, Thug Love.